Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Johnson Valley. I'm Ben Napier, and it's proud to present Day 3 of the Progressive Insurance King of the Hammers presented by Optima Batteries. We've got a really exciting day today, and we're here for qualifying for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship powered by Progressive Insurance. We've got a really exciting day out here today, but let's look at some action from last year. Welcome back, everyone. What great action we saw last year at this event. Some really cool driving and some amazing machines. It's a cold morning here at Johnson Valley, but you've got the best seat in the house, whether you're on your couch at work or in your shop working on your truck. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up today for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship. At 9 a.m. we jump into qualifying. We're going to have groups running around the short course. It's approximately 1.3 miles of action. Some really high-speed deserts, some short course turns, and some really cool rocks for the drivers to tackle. That's going to give us our start order for the race later in the week. At 4 p.m, get excited, we've got Power Hour, the best of the best, all grouped together, running nose to tail on our race course. We're going to see the best throwdown, and it's going to be a wicked championship event. At 6 p.m, more excitement, the Holly EFI Shootout presented by King Shocks and Action Sports Canopies. We've previously seen this over at Chocolate Thunder area. This year we've changed it up a bit. It's back in Hammertown, northwest, just off the short course. So make sure that you're tuning in and you're ready to watch this amazing shootout. You know, those guys really push their vehicles to the extreme, and we're going to see some carnage and we're going to see some people claim their crown. Okay, and to keep us up with the action, let's go to our hosts for the day, Ian Johnson and John Crowley.
All right, everybody, welcome to Johnson Valley, California. We are here. Thank you very much, Ben, for giving us that recap and letting us know what's happening today. I am in the booth here with John Crowley, the man who knows everything there is to know about UTVs. He's going to keep us honest here in the booth. Qualifying today, John, what do you think? Exciting day. What are you looking forward to seeing today? Who's our fast qualifier today? Put you right in the spot early.
Well, the big thing is the two fastest qualifiers from last year aren't here this year.
that took the year off, huh? So that gives somebody a new chance to step on the box.
That's kind of a bummer.
So you know these guys. So do you have a favorite out there in these UTVs today?
Well, you've got a couple guys that Power Hour stacked. You've got CJ and Johnny Greaves that have moved to Polaris. You've got the Miller brothers that are always fast. Kyle Cheney, Phil Blurton, Mitch Guthrie Jr., Ronnie Anderson, RJ Anderson is too. So off the top of my head, I got to look at the list to see all that. I'm probably missed somebody. Brian Deegan, he's out here this year.
He's out there, yep.
So it's going to be exciting. Power Hour is stacked.
Yeah, so all day today we'll have qualifying here for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. We're coming to you live from Johnson Valley, California, literally the middle of nowhere, bringing you this live stream. Action all day today, UTV qualifying for the big race later in the week. And I think the big story here, we see it every year, how many of our drivers who are driving in other classes come into this UTV section to race, and we see some of the desert guys who were racing yesterday in that pile as well, don't we, John?
I thought Bryce Menzies was going to race a UTV race, but I haven't seen him on this list yet.
Well, we'll look for him out there. We'll see. Maybe he decided to go home when he broke his truck yesterday. Maybe he was sad. We'll see. All right, so that's action all day here from Hammertown. Over 100 UTVs taking the qualifying start line today.
110 as far as the list that I've got.
110 UTVs heading out in the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, and it is going to be an exciting day. They have a qualifying run that they're going to be putting in a little bit of desert, a little bit of rocks. We put Fish on the spot yesterday when we did some desert racing stuff. So since you're the UTV guy here, let's talk about this. What's going to be a fast qualifying time today based on what you see these guys going? You got any idea?
I got no clue.
45 seconds, he said. That's fast.
No. The rocks are a little bit tougher this year for qualifying. They've got to do 3 little spots, and these guys don't even shift to low anymore. I remember back in 2017 when I qualified, going up the hill, a bunch of us got to the bottom. We put it in low because it was kind of a gnarly hill. These guys are hitting it so fast in high, it blows me away. The not only the level of the vehicles have improved, but especially the drivers.
The technology inside the UTV industry has definitely moved leaps and bounds. I mean, you never would talk about a UTV out here with a 35-inch tall desert racing tire a few years ago. They would usually stop at that 32, 33 range.
Yeah.
Now 35s are the norm out there, and they're going to be putting those 35s to work. But we do have, inside this qualifying, we should mention there are multiple classes in our race today.
Yes. And so the way I understand it is we've got the main Pro Turbo class. Then you've got 2 different stock classes, Pro NA and Pro Stock Turbo. And then you've got an open class. And the open class, the way I understand it, is where we're going to be putting the Polaris Turbo R. Since that's not commercially available yet, the racers have got them before the public can get them, so they can't go into the Pro Turbo class.
Yeah, it's kind of like yesterday we saw the desert racing classes. We saw a bunch of different trucks being dropped into what wouldn't be their traditional class in other forms of racing. But here at King of the Hammers, they basically went in, looked at some of those race cars and said, you know what, we're going to slide you into this open class. That's where it's going to be more fair for everyone else involved in this race. Well, right now, while we get ready to get these UTVs up to the line here in Hammertown, we're going to take a quick break from the action, but make sure you stay here. And also, remember this, if you're watching at home right now, when we say quick break in action, you're going to get to watch some commercials. But if you want to see the live action all day today from Johnson Valley, make sure you subscribe to that premium package. That way you won't miss any of the action here in the dirt.
conquer the elements, handle the most extreme environments, and dominate the desert and trails with King's new 2021 Ford Bronco 2.5 OEM Performance Upgrade Kit. All kits are 100% designed, manufactured, and assembled in our Southern California facility. See why we're the first choice for experienced off-road racers worldwide and order your Bronco kit today.
Is an absolutely mind-blowingly good rider.
For gold medalist in Moto X Freestyle, Takahiko.
This sport changed my life, everything.
I'm very lucky to have like a husband that is happy doing what he loves.
When I look back at riding freestyle and look at like some of the baddest dudes in the world, Taka's right there on the top.
If without freestyle motocross, I don't have a hope for my life.
All of today's racing action brought to you by Toyo Tires.
Let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Denied.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Single-digit temperatures. A couple of inches of snow on the ground already. And more predicted as the day goes on. In other words, conditions are perfect for the all-new Bronco Sport.
Welcome back to Johnson Valley, California. We are here at the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. I'm Ian Johnson. With me in the booth is John Crowley, and we are going to talk UTV qualifying today, aren't we, John?
Yes, sir.
So we were just looking at our running order. We were actually waiting for the first qualifier to leave the line, and there's some big names in here. We talked about Power Hour and some of the people who actually raced yesterday in the Desert Challenge. And we see a few people in here. Namely, we talked a little bit about Sarah Price, who actually wasn't even supposed to race yesterday.
Jumped in at the last minute.
Got beat up in the desert in a trophy truck, and now she's climbed into her Razor to qualify today.
And beat up is the right term for it, too, because that desert is really rough.
It is. The feedback we're getting from everyone who's gone out on the racetrack, whether they've pre-run or raced yesterday or raced on Saturday, was the fact that the race course is incredibly rough this year. The desert's got big squared off holes in it, and the rock trails are just tore up.
And super dusty.
Super dusty, yeah. And I don't see a lot of wind yet today. Now, this is qualifying, so there will be breaks between the actions, so the dust might not come into play too much for these guys, unless it hangs out in that desert like it can.
Just about to get kicked off here. Looks like first one off the line is Zandy Williams.
Yep, and he will be in an unlimited UTV.
Qualifying course is just a bit different this year. They've added a little bit more technical rock type obstacles, so I like that. It's I like to add in those rocks just to be able to spread the guys out a little bit more.
It's also a fairer representation of what they're going to see out there
Exactly.
on race day. You know, it's
What I
more
was
of an
trying to say.
equalizer out there. Yeah, yeah. So it's not just a short course desert lap, come back in, and then all your desert guys are up front. Then they get a little clogged up in the rock trails. They're actually going to have to go out and hit these rock trails on these qualifying courses, and then we'll be able to sort them out for race day later this week.
Yeah. And on race day, race mile 2, they're going to hit rocks in Turkey Claw. First time ever racing Turkey Claw, and it's not that hard, but at race mile 2 it is.
Yes.
You're all pumped up. You got to get out front because it's super dusty out in the desert. You got to get out front, and so race mile 2 hitting some rocks, it's going to be super interesting on race day to see what happens there.
Yeah, and if you're in Hammertown and you're looking for a place to see a little bit of action on race day, that is a great place to go to catch some of that action, and you can get there from Hammertown quite easily. There's lots of spectator maps posted up around Hammertown that show you in yellow where there's great places to go and watch, and you can also download the BFG On Trail app, and that'll basically give you maps of the entire Johnson Valley area, and it'll help you navigate if you've never been around out there in the desert, because it feels like you can't get lost, but you can get lost out there pretty quick.
You can get lost. And actually this year, I think the spectator locations and opportunities are better than ever. There's more places you can go to watch the race. And actually, with Turkey Claw at race mile 2, you can go there, get them off the line, and move somewhere else.
Absolutely. You could swing back into Hammertown, catch them coming back into Main Pit, and then probably run out and catch them maybe going through Cougar Buttes, Chocolate Thunder, Laser Nut Alley. You know, there's a lot of places that you can go to see a lot of amazing action with these UTVs on race day. But today is all about qualifying, where we'll set our start order for the big race later this week. It looks like we're slowly getting ready to leave some cars off the line. We can see out there, we're just getting the course officials, everything's getting set up. That is Zandy Willems in Unlimited UTV.
What's that? No, I'll go in. I wanted to confirm that was an issue. I thought I heard you talking about it, yeah.
So if you're watching from home today, as we said before, it's qualifying. You can go to ultra4racing.com to track all the action. There's a live KOH race tracking. There'll be a red bar at the top. You can click there and see an interactive race map and the unofficial leaderboards. We encourage everyone who's out there watching, go ahead and comment on YouTube and Facebook chats. Yesterday we did it a couple times. We took some questions that came in to us, announcers, and Fish was here. If you have any question about any UTV on the planet, John Crowley is the man to answer it. So you can just go ahead, send those questions in. Make sure you ask him all kinds of hard questions.
How about a question about the trails? I've been running the trails the last couple of days. I know those really well.
Well, while we're waiting for the start of this race, let's talk a little bit about that. This is, as we said before, this is qualifying, but on race day, what new trails are these UTVs going to be tackling? Are they hitting anything new this year, considering compared to last year, I should say?
Well, so Turkey Claw we already mentioned. After Full of Hate, they hit Daydream. And then a bit after that, after Clawhammer, they hit Choose Your Own Adventure. Those are 3 that I can think of.
Lots of new trails here in Johnson Valley for all the classes to be racing, and a lot of rock trails this year for these UTVs.
absolutely a lot of rock trails. I think this is the hardest course to date. It might, back in 2015 and 2013, it took us all day before the first guy came in. But this year, a harder course, but the cars and the drivers are better, so it won't take that long.
All right, so that's Sandy Willems off the line, car number 4 in the Unlimited UTV. You can see the race in progress tracker pop up on your screen.
Yeah, so on the qualifying course, they head around the hill there, and then they get to the point where there's startup short bus, and that's where they hit the first little rock obstacles. Looks like Chip McLaughlin lining up, getting ready to go second.
Yep, another Unlimited UTV. That's Chip McLaughlin, number 40 on the line. As we jump out to our live feed, we're going to be watching for Sandy Willems. As John said, they got some rocks to hit. We got some of our live stream cameras out there to catch us action.
Yeah, and what you're looking at right here is the toughest uphill part of the qualifying course. That's back where we used to have to put it in low range back in the back in the day, but now they just fly up it.
Oh, it looks like we're going to see him getting into that rocks here pretty quick.
Yeah, this is the spot. This is make or break for everybody right here. It looks like they burned in a new line way off to the left. That's not part of what I saw the other day. That is new. So that got burned in maybe last night.
So there may have been a little bit of strategery out there in the night. That happens, you know. Well, and you never know. The one thing that's a constant here at King of the Hammers is change. So, you know,
exactly.
There may be a situation where they've gone out there and looked at it and said, you know what, we don't want to spend a lot of time recovering vehicles on qualifying. Let's just add in a little bypass line here so they can come through. But as we're watching in that inset screen, and it looks like we have another one. Looks like we just saw Chip McLaughlin leave the line, go through the short course, and he's now headed out in the desert. As Sandy Willems comes through the Bronco Arch and is headed back into Hammertown. And we'll shortly have our first qualifying time of the day. That's way off from that 45 seconds you said earlier, John.
You were trying to sucker me into that. I knew it wasn't going to be 45 seconds.
Fish was able to call a 300-mile desert race within 5 minutes.
Dang.
Just so we know. He had it down to 5 minutes when that race is going to be done.
All right, well, you can quiz me on the UTV race, not on qualifying.
As we can see, Zandy comes over the Yukon launch in our short course area. And he'll come back through this. That's it. We have a qualifying time for him unofficially, 2:55.663.
That's Benjamin Miller lining up, I believe. Third off the line.
Has another Unlimited UTV. You'll see a lot of probably most of these guys will be out here in the qualifying single driver, no co-driver, but on race day they'll have their co-driver with them.
Well, in short course environment, every pound you can lose from the car is horsepower, right?
Well, and we saw yesterday how important that clean air was all day, and it's even more important when you got 110 UTVs or 110 UTVs potentially leaving the line later in the week. And if it's a day like today, where there's literally no air moving at all.
I think the number one qualifying position is more important than ever at this race.
All right, and I think that was Benjamin Miller that just left the line. As right now we're watching Chip McLaughlin come through the Bronco Arch, come back down into Hammertown. We saw a lot of trouble on this corner yesterday. We named it Turn 19. We've renamed that Turn 19. And that is our first UTV Open, Mark Welch. You can see very different looking vehicle. full tube chassis. Probably some, I believe they have to keep the original manufacturer's suspension pickup points, but everything else outside of that is
no plastic or anything on it. Full custom. So that's Benjamin Miller, I believe.
Yes, I think you're right. He's about to go into that section that you were talking about. And that looks a little tricky. You want to get in before that boulder. Yep. And this was,
so he's taking a harder line.
Yeah, he's taking line.
It's more direct.
It's definitely shorter, as you said, but it is rockier.
Ooh, he just stuffed it pretty hard there.
That was some plastic coming off the front of that UTV, but
really steep. Oh.
And the question will be, does that end up being faster than the roundabout line? And this will be a perfect example. We'll check his qualifying time, and it might give us a good benchmark to compare.
It's a more direct line, but it's definitely more risky. I like that, though.
But I think, it's just like you said earlier, John, the fact that they're into rocks so early, it's probably a good idea just to get in there and just realize it's going to be a rocky day here at the Hammers for these UTVs when they race.
I think he's going to put down a pretty good time here.
Certainly looks like it as he comes around the corner and heads up to the Bronco Arch. Once he gets through that, it's just one drop down back onto the short course into Hammertown. What I like about this year's race course for all the classes is everything's changed. For the last few years, we've kind of had that same...
Whoa!
That's exactly... Turn 19. Turn 19. God, that is bad luck.
That is
just too
luck.
bad. Over in the short course. That's our first rollover. Everyone has said that these berms are they're tough to drive. We saw it yesterday with the Herbst truck twice on that corner. This is our first UTV rollover inside that short course on his qualifying lap. That's heartbreaking because he was, as you said, John, he's putting out a good time.
He was looking pretty good. That's racing, though.
Well,
I was in first place
until I wasn't. I was winning that race until I wasn't. That's a pretty standard fare for any type of off-road racing. You can see the recovery crew is quickly moving up there to get him flipped over. We do have another car coming in shortly.
Probably going to have to re-rack him and start him over again.
I think they want to get him off onto the short course instead of potentially a double flip down on the tall side of that berm, which could be rough. It doesn't look it, but that berm is pretty tall.
It's kind of steep on that side.
Absolutely.
That's dedication right there. First thing in the morning, crawl around on the
sand. Crawl around in the sand. The cold sand, too. That cold sand out there. And that's just heartbreaking. We're watching Benjamin lay down a very fast time. I haven't seen Mark Welch yet. That's got to be tough to find a good recovery point when it's buried in the dirt like that too. That's got to be a dirt so soft, but it looks like they got him hooked up now.
And that's the reason why they put it all the way on the other side.
Yep.
Not their first rodeo.
There we go. Perfect. Back on four wheels.
Well, and that looked like a fairly gentle tip over.
Well, and it's also, you're in the short course, it's nice and soft, and we'll shut it off quickly, but got a little bit of oil on the top end there. That'll get rid of the mosquitoes if they're out and about. But
well, that's a tough start there for Benjamin Miller.
It really is, and because as we said, we were watching him put down a very, very good time. So it looks like he'll probably be starting pretty far back in the pack when it comes to race day. Oh, and I apologize that they held Mark. They lucked out. They held him back.
Yeah.
So this is Mark Welch. This is our UTV Open, first UTV Open off the line.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a Polaris-based build. It's hard to tell with all the plastics gone.
Well, the big question will be, as we've been watching, we've had 2 different lines being taken up the what we'll call it the rock trail portion of this this qualifying event. We'll see which way Mark decides to go, and then we'll be able to maybe tell one's faster than the other.
Well, and on this first section here, so he's getting ready to head up the short bus right now. As you loop around that, there is an either-or line right on these big old huge, right there is a either-or line. I don't think any UTV is going to take that.
I don't think it's a smart decision in qualifying to take that line.
But
I think that is
Dave Cole put it there.
I think that might be a race day line, but I don't know if it's going to be it's a qualifying.
Well, I was up there with the Miller brothers.
And here we have it right up the rock section.
Yeah.
Instead of taking that far left side, like you said, this is riskier, but we're thinking it's faster. Certainly made quick work of it.
Yeah. But that either-or line I was talking about, it is a huge drop, longer than a UTV, so you'd be crazy to take it. It'd be interesting to see on Wednesday if any of the 4400s do. Mike Leslie off the line next.
I believe that was Mike Leslie, another UTV Open, I believe it was, as we're watching Mark Welch make his way around and up through the Bronco Arch.
He's putting down a pretty good time, it looked like. Pretty smooth.
Into the elusive. You can see he took that one a little bit slower and a little bit lower.
He had some body roll there. Gives you an idea how fast and steep that corner is.
Comes around the edge of the short course, and then it'll be headed up into the Yukon launch. And he has put down a time, Mark Welch, of 2:21. So definitely faster, but a different class. That was a UTV Open compared to...
And so the interesting part is...
there we go. Yep.
A little early for Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Yep. But that's that optional line that we saw instead of taking the rocks.
No, this is before that. That's the first obstacle right after short bus. He's coming down, and he's getting ready to
get ready to come around and hit those rocks.
Oh no, you were right.
Yep,
I'm seeing things. But getting back to the starting order for qualifying, all the classes of UTVs are going to be mixed in based upon their start time.
Yeah,
it's not going to be, Pro Turbo and then Pro NA, and all of them mixed into the same bunch, no matter what you're driving.
Yep.
Whoa, nice launch.
I believe that was Joe Gould off the line right there. Actually, I don't believe that was Mike Leslie. I think that's Brian Crofts who left the line. We watched do that little two-wheel shenanigans up there. And it looks like Brian Crofts laid down a 2:31. Currently second qualifier.
Ooh, he went too far. He's going up short bus. He should have taken a right. That's going to increase his time by quite a bit.
Qualifying is hard, John. Sometimes qualifying is hard. As we said, it's easy to get lost in the desert sometimes.
He missed that little arrow right there.
That little turn arrow right there. Yep, that's a shame.
I think that's Joe Gould out. Missed the turn on qualifying.
Yeah, I believe I caught this number right when he headed out. And right there on the starting line is Greg Torney. Another UTV Open.
As we wait for Joe Gould to take his stroll around short bus and the long way around, they'll probably hold him up a little bit here. Greg Torney, sorry.
All right, it looks like Greg's off the line. Looks like they shed every ounce of weight off that. No spares. Looks like that was a spare tire rack that was empty in the back.
Well, I mean, you could easily lose 65 pounds right there.
Yep.
That's a great view. Got some awesome drone shots, not only today, but all week during the racing.
All right, looks like he made the correct turn.
He made the turn.
Yep. That's going to be one of those situations like we talked about earlier. Maybe they should have had a co-driver with them to say, turn right here.
If you haven't practiced the qualifying course enough, and there's some of these guys, their first time they're seeing it is this morning.
Yep.
So he's taking that
He's taking
line
that long
all
loop
the way around.
Yep, we saw that Sandy. We saw that. This is where we saw Brian Crofts get up on do his little two-wheel Tuesday there. But looks like Greg made quick work of that.
Definitely longer going around there. A little off camber coming up there. Ooh.
That's a big.
Yeah, it's a bigger drop than you can see with the
yep.
Drone shot there.
All right, now a little bit of desert section here. Come around the corner, go up through the Bronco Arch, and back down into Hammertown. Everyone's going to be a little conservative on that turn now.
Well, until it comes to power hour.
Yes, I think
I've seen the Greaves come around there and just throw a roost like crazy sometimes. So those guys know how to take a corner, though.
All right, up over the Yukon launch, and that will be the end.
May have Nelson Sparks out there that we're looking at.
Yeah, I couldn't see the number when left the line. We were still watching Greg come back in, so I'm not 100% certain. But according to starting order, it should be Nelson Sparks right now.
There's that spot right there that Joe Gould missed. Pretty tight corner right there. We're coming around the rock, and you got this other big, huge rock there. You got to get in between without clobbering.
Yep, and it looks like he's taking that left sort of roundabout line instead of straight up the rock face we've been talking about all day. Two popular lines there. It sort of seems to be everyone's decision as to which way they go.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds longer.
Well, I think the most important thing, like you said earlier, John, is you used to stop, shift it into low, and crawl up those rocks, but now you just kind of drive up them.
Well, I was kind of a sissy, too, when I did it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a steep hill. I'm putting that in low. But these guys now, it's insane how fast they go up it.
And this is Nelson Sparks. We're watching him come around the bottom up through the Bronco Arc. It sounds like we just had another one off the line. That is Patrick Laraburu.
I'm glad you said that name.
I'm
looking at it going, I'm gonna mess this name up.
I wonder if he has a Subaru. All right, once again today here in Johnson Valley, you are watching the Can-Am UTV's Hammer Championship presented by Progressive Insurance.
Qualifying for
that race today, all day, 110 UTVs will be leaving the line. We're looking right now at around a 2-minute mark is where we're at for qualifying. The question will be, do we see a sub 2-minute qualifying, which I think we probably will come power hour.
That's going to be moving. But yeah, I think you're right. And I think they might have put a vehicle on short bus now, so somebody
to stop it. Yep.
They don't make that same mistake.
All right, so this is what we've been watching all day. Is it a left or to the rocks? It looks like it's going to be a left around.
A lot of guys are taking the safe route. You can see how loose that is, though. It's steeper than it looks, even on that left-hand line coming around there. So it's hard to carry a lot of speed. Looks like our first Honda off the line, or going to be off the line here in a minute.
Watch Patrick come through the Bronco Arch and make his way back into Hammertown. I don't think that is the Honda that we just watched. I think that is a different.
Should be Austin Bolton, 1956.
Yeah, so it looks like they put some tape up across there. Yep.
Marked it off.
Trying to see a number on the side of that car. That could be the... No, that looks like a Polaris. Why am I guessing this? This is your cup of tea, my friend. You should be able to spot that a mile away.
It's hard to see. A lot of these guys customize it. We've seen them, without the plastic at all. Some of them are tough, but yeah,
that looks like a Polaris.
That looks like a Polaris
UTV
to me.
Yep.
And in the notes we have, it doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah. And look at he's taking that left side.
Taking out of the line.
Yep. And as John has said before, you can see how loose that is, but as it gets more and more burned in, it's just going to get looser
even
and looser.
More loose. But that looks like it's more sandy, silty type stuff, where the other lines to the right, it's more loose, rocky, and sand with big, huge rocks that aren't moving. And it'll be interesting to watch later on in the day as guys get faster and faster how they launch off of some of this stuff.
I believe that is the Honda that we were looking at earlier.
Jamie McCoy.
Jamie McCoy is who it should be.
And you'll hear us throughout the week, not just for today, but throughout the whole week. We'll be talking about some of the stuff that it's a picture-in-picture, and that is on the premium feed. So
yes, exactly. If you don't want to miss the action, if you want to see every ounce of action all week long here in Johnson Valley, you're going to want to subscribe to the premium feed. That way, when we are here watching the action and we throw to commercial, you will basically get a small picture-in-picture of the commercial, but you'll still get to watch the whole feed as well.
And even more so on race day, going two-wheel there.
Yep.
But on race day, when we hit Turkey Clout Race Mile 2, Usually we're watching all the guys come off the line, but I got to believe there's going to be a picture-in-picture showing turkey claw action.
There will be non-stop action all week long here from Johnson Valley. If you're here in Johnson Valley, make sure you take advantage of what's going on all through Hammertown. If you need to know where to watch the race, there's lots of spectator maps out there. If you're here on the lake bed, head over to the 4-wheel parts trailer. Lots of giveaways going on over there all week long. If you don't know where to go, download the BFG On Trail map. It has a map of Hammertown, has a map of all the trails. I use it when I go wheeling. It's just a great resource to have in the rig. Keeps you from getting lost.
So we got Jamie McCoy finishing up, and it looks like Bernd
Actually,
Schaefer.
I believe that was Kyle Hathaway that just finished up there.
Oh.
Is just finishing. Looks like we may have jumped out of order a little bit. I can't see who this one is.
Oh,
that is not a good place to be at right there. Just a little bit of aggressive on the rocks there. Got a little offline, but back moving. That is Kyle Smith on the line.
All right, so.
Oh, he went to the rocks.
So, no, he's taking the harder line.
Yeah, he's taking that hard rock line. And it looked like maybe he stopped for a second.
Almost looked like he stopped to put it in low.
He may have stopped. Maybe
I
he's
don't think he
listening to
did.
you. I don't think he did, but no. That is Zach Pollard, I believe. Yep, according to my list, that is Zach Pollard.
Actually, saw Zach out on the trail yesterday. He's a back east guy, more of a rock bouncer.
That would be why he took the big bouncy rocky line.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Zach Pollard coming through the Bronco Arch here in a second.
Coming up through the Bronco Arch right now, number 645, Zach Pollard. Heading into elusive turn 19. You can see just how soft the berm is in that one section, how he kind of had to slide on, but he was able to stay out of the rut that was created by the rollover that we saw earlier. He'll come around the short course, go over the Yukon launch, and that'll be the end of his qualifying run. That is Kyle Smith on the starting line.
Yeah, there's a couple different lines coming down that spot right there. He took the far left line. A lot of tight turns this year in qualifying.
All right, this is where we see everyone make the decision as to go rocks or dirt. It looks like he's taking that left-hand side onto that burned-in line that we saw people on earlier. Definitely lose a little bit of time there.
Yeah, definitely scrubs the speed down. you're kind of leaning hard on two wheels and that loose, silty stuff. And that's going to get worse and worse as the day goes on.
Yeah, I think our power hour drivers are not even going to think about that.
They're not even going to think about that line. Unless something gets moved around on course. I've seen that before.
Could be, yeah.
There's been a big rock on short bus before a couple years back that rolled into the middle of it and had to change everybody's line.
As we've said all week, that's part of coming out to King of the Hammers to go racing. You're going to make a plan, execute the plan, and then throw the plan out the window the minute the green flag drops, because it's all going to change.
Especially on trails like Chocolate Thunder. I mean, you can practice that all week, but come race day, it's completely different.
It is, yes, because at night, everyone goes out and runs them. Lots of guys out here recreating while we're racing. As we're watching Kyle Smith come through his Can-Am UTV. He's on the short course here in Hammertown. He'll head through that turn, head up over the Yukon launch. And that's the end of his qualifying run. And it looks like that might be the last of our drivers out on course right now for our 9 o'clock qualifying session.
Well, it's only 9:38.
They got done early. Qualifying's broken up into hours all day, so we have qualifying here at 9. There's going to be another group that lines up right around 10 o'clock, and then we'll have also one at 11, of course, after that. We have a break in the afternoon. Qualifying at 2, qualifying at 3, and then the elusive power hour starts at 4. All right, well, we got a break in the action. We'll jump out here from Johnson Valley, California, from the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Thankful to have VP Fuels on board.
UTV 96 is like perfect in these things, makes them rip.
It ran cool, it ran strong.
We got into those rock sections where we really needed that throttle response, and it was right there every time.
We run all VP lubricants. We haven't had any problems with any kind of leaking or any kind of heating issues.
And in the State Frosty, no drama, temperature stayed under 200 the entire race.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
Renowned worldwide for reliability, the ARB air locker is a must-have for off-road drivers, including rock crawlers, overlanders, and racers. With over 100 applications, ARB Air Lockers gives your vehicle the traction you need to tackle virtually any challenge with the flip of a switch.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. Stay in touch with our track stereo intercoms, two-way radios, satellite communications, helmets and headsets. Find new adventures with GPS. Breathe clean air with Race Air Fresh Air System. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
A tradition of performance. For over 60 years, a brand synonymous with VWs. Known around the world for quality, speed, and innovation. IMPI, the first in VW speed equipment.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
So King of the Hammers, it's the toughest one-day race in the world as far as I'm concerned.
When you need your winch, that's the only thing that matters. It's about getting to the finish line first. It doesn't matter how you do it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Johnson Valley, California. We are here doing the qualifying for Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. I'm Ian Johnson in the booth. With me is John Crowley, going to answer all those UTV questions that we get in through social at some point in time. I called out for them earlier. We want you to jump on social media, ask any question you want, and we'll do our best to answer it up here in the booth. I'll just make up an answer if I have to.
All right, good.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's the Canuter valve. That's what makes that car so fast.
All right.
That's how we'll do it. So we've seen a couple qualifying so far as you expected, John. What do you think so far?
Well, it's interesting to watch. That new left line is what most people have been taking. It'll be interesting to see as things progress and some of the faster guys come out if we're going to see them taking the harder, more direct line. I expect so. And I can't wait to kind of start seeing a leaderboard come up here in a little bit as we get some more racers through.
Yeah, as we get through here today, a few more qualifiers up, we'll go ahead and build you a leaderboard. I'll give you an idea of where everyone sits. So far, we've seen 220s, 230s, pretty much the average on this first batch of qualifying that left the line at 9 o'clock this morning. Power hour, of course, is at 4 this afternoon. That's when all the heroes of the sport go out there and lay down those fast times. We always make this prediction is will we see a sub 2 minute time, and I think this year I'm going to go out on a limb and just say we're going to see it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm going to be here then. It'll be Miles' job to deal with that. Or Scott. Somebody will be up here.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to be in the 145.
Oh, John's calling down a 145. Dang. Perfect. Problem
That's
solved.
Fast. That is very fast. But I think just looking at the power hour guys, I think they can do it. I've seen a lot of those guys practice, and they're so fast. Crazy.
Absolutely fast cars out there as part of this UTV qualifying today. As I said before, we broke them up into batches. We had one batch leave the line at 9, another batch leaving at 10. You can see that high, wide shot of Hammertown here. This is only day 3 of many days of racing. It's I believe it's a total count of 8 days of racing here in the desert.
It's a blur. I can't even think of day to day. I forgot
it's
today
Monday,
was Monday.
John. It is Monday. Yeah, I'll let you know. And I just learned that too. It was Monday when I woke up this morning. My phone told me it was Monday. But you can see, the lake bed's full. It's full of racers. It's full of sponsors. We've got great vendors set up out there. If you want to stop in, and if you're just here in Hammertown, whether you're out here recreating or here watching, it's great to come out here. You can walk through Vendor Alley, talk to the guys at Boxo Tools about some tools, stop into 4-wheel parts, buy something to fix your trail rig that you broke last night on Chocolate Thunder while you were having fun with your friends. You got VP Racing Fuels selling fuel out by the entry gate. Method Race Wheels has an amazing tent set up down at the end of the street. If you want to stop in and grab some merch, it's kind of set up like a cool little Troy Lee design store down there. All right, but I'm getting a little bug in my ear that Ben has got, we're going to have a little interview with Ben. So Ben, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here in the staging area with Paul Wolf. He's in one of our Can-Am X3s, ready to go for qualifying. Paul, what do you think of this course that they've set you?
I'm excited about the course. The qualifying course has got a couple good rock sections in it, so it'll be pretty challenging. And then out in the main course where we race, that's going to be pretty wild. The desert's got pretty whooped out, so that'll be fun, keeping the car together. And then the rocks are always violent. So I know the Can-Am will take it, though, so we're in good shape.
Very cool. And we haven't seen anyone hit the big drop-off yet this morning. Is that something that you're keen to do, or are you just going to play it safe in the small rocks?
I'm going to go around it. I think it takes more time to drop off the 2 ledges.
Very cool. Well, good luck out there. Have a great race. Back to you, Ian and John, in the booth.
All right, we're back. Getting ready for 10 o'clock.
Yeah, thanks for that little breakdown there, Ben. We've got a few names coming off the line here right at 10 o'clock. Expect to see Thomas Ram, John Coughley, Michael Mamelli Jr., Paul Wolf.
So Paul Wolf is, I believe, Nathan Wolf's brother, and Nathan was our second fastest qualifier last year.
Oh,
so
there we go.
Maybe Paul's got something in his genes. It's going to make him fast. I know both of them race.
Yeah, this batch of qualifiers will be leaving the line right around 10 o'clock. Non-stop action all day today, coming to you from Johnson Valley, California. Once again, this is qualifying for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Yeah, we talked about saving weight during qualifying, and not having a passenger or a spare tire. It'll be interesting to watch and see if any of these guys run smaller tires as well. Some of the top guys are going to be running 35-inch tires for the race, but there's not really a huge advantage to a 35-inch tire on the qualifying course. You get a little bit more quicker throttle response and less rotating mass. We'll see if anybody tries that.
You never know. It all changes in qualifying, and maybe we'll see someone in Power Hour adopt that. That is on the line right now. That's Thomas Ram, number 589 UTV Pro Modified. Should be leaving the line right around 10 o'clock. You can see the officials are up there. And here's a perfect example, a co-driver in the seat.
Yeah.
While we wait for Thomas to leave the line, it's important to, when you're walking around here in Hammertown, remember, Tread Lightly is out here to help clean up.
Saw them yesterday up at Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, it's important to remember we're out here. This is public land. We want to keep it public. So if you want to join the daily cleanups, Chocolate Thunder and back doors and all the spectator areas, it's daily. 8:30 a.m. meet up at Backdoor, 9:30 a.m. meet at Chocolate Thunder. Do your part to keep Johnson Valley better than we found it. For anyone who's never been out here when it's not Hammers Week, it will blow your mind how clean this desert is after this event leaves. You would never know that there is that many that you would not even know, aside from the fire pit. It's hard to even find basically any evidence that we were here, and that speaks highly of the people who are out there picking up that trash. So if you're out there, pick up some trash, bring it back to Hammertown, or just look for the Tread Lightly bins that are out there to put your garbage in.
And do your part.
Pack it in, pack it out.
Pack it in, pack it out.
I know it's hard out there, especially, when you're out hitting these trails and got a bunch of stuff in the back of your UTV and it's bouncing out. It's hard, especially the UTVs are tricky. Not a lot of storage inside of those.
No.
But
you got it there, so bring it back with you.
Exactly. Throw it back in the rig and bring it back to Hammertown. And then when you get back here, you can walk around and see all the vendors. Everyone here is selling merch, talking products. You want to learn about shocks. Want to learn about seats, Recaro seats, Spider Tracks axles, PCI race radios. Everyone is here right off. I'm just saying that because I'm looking out there, and that's exactly who I see out there looking at. And if you're not driving and you want to partake in the Oak Hills Brewery first ever beer garden That's right out at the main pit, right near where VP Racing Fuel is actually selling fuel, all kinds of fuel, not just race fuel. They're selling regular fuel, diesel fuel, everything you would need.
I might need that. I've been running my generator a lot, so I might have to go.
It's been pretty cold out here. You're going to burn through some fuel for sure. Yeah, but the first time ever, there's a beer garden at King of the Hammers. I'm a huge fan of that, big proponent of that. And if you don't know where to find it, you can download the BFG On Trail app. It's got the full King of the Hammers race course on it, all the spectator areas, and Hammertown. And it looks like we're getting ready to start qualifying again with Thomas Ram, 589.
So it looks like he ditched his spare tire, but added the Kodak.
Well, we have seen someone miss a corner. So
Well,
maybe
they got it marked off
maybe
now.
it's that. Maybe it's the fact that the suspension is tuned for having 2 people in the car.
Or he saw the 2-wheel thing and he needs extra weight on the right-hand side.
I'm very good at adding extra weight to the right-hand side of a vehicle. I can guarantee that right now. It's all those donuts I've eaten over the years.
Well, and you look at it, if you're looking at a sub 2,000-pound vehicle, if you could get 200-pound Kodog, that's 10%.
That's a little bit, yep.
That's a big deal.
Or maybe it's just the fact that you came all the way out here to Johnson Valley to race with your friends, and you want to experience every single part of it.
There you go. For a lot of these guys that are racing King of the Hammers, it's just they've watched it over the years, and it's just, I want to race it. And it's not about winning, it's about getting to the finish line.
And the UTV is probably the fastest way into this race.
Probably
unless
the,
you
probably
have a
the
really,
cheapest.
yeah, I was gonna say unless you've got a good checkbook.
Yeah, and now with the stock classes, it's a little bit easier to do that because they limit what you can do. Like in the stock classes, you can't run anything larger than a 32-inch tire, I believe. So, there's only certain things you can do. You can't. You have to keep all your plastic, and you have to have the safety gear, but it limits the amount you have to spend. It's still a lot.
Oh, it's $249.99, and then you're on the lake bed ready to race.
Okay, that's it.
Didn't ask you how much it was, John. I asked you what the payment was. Once again, we're just getting ready for qualifying to start again for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance.
Here we go.
All right, that is Thomas Ram off the line.
Yeah, so not much short course before they get out to the desert this year. In years past, they've had their Talladega turns and everything in before they head out to the desert. Now they're just took one turn and boom.
Yeah, you're into the desert pretty quick, and then you have some of those bigger turns as you come back in. Unfortunately, we've seen a few people get in some trouble coming back through. Oh, and it looks like we got a little bit offline there. Coming around that turn, we've seen that turn get a little bit crazy.
That's a little bit more than crazy.
Yeah, that looks like a big bounce ended up over in that rock section there.
But those rocks, from the aerial views, they don't look that big, but they're pretty big.
Actually, I'm hearing in my ear that looks like that maybe the front suspension may have broken coming off that drop. You said it earlier, John. That drop does not look that hard from this angle, but it is a pretty serious drop.
And just some of those rocks that are right near them, if you clock them, they'll rip your suspension off. It doesn't look, I mean, some of those rocks look huge from here, obviously, but some of them right next to the trail are pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like a tie rod.
Looks like a tie rod, yep. That's a shame for that in the qualifying
Kind of hard
section.
to steer like that.
It's very difficult to steer, and especially when you need to go left to go down.
Yeah.
And that left front tire does not look like it's going to be turning left anytime soon.
And tie rods are one of those things here, I would guess is probably the most broken piece on any UTV out here. They take a beating. You're putting larger tires on than the manufacturers came out with the vehicle on. Lots of stress and obviously huge rocks, lots of speed, big drop-offs.
Yeah, you take a big drop, you got a big 35-inch tire on there, you're hitting that tie rod, you're asking a lot of that tie rod to stay together.
Looking at Paul Wolf right there.
You can see the recovery crew is out there working on getting that UTV off the qualifying course.
It's a tough break for, that was Thomas Ram out there, right? First guy?
Yeah, it was our first car out. Looks like they're trying to get him to, may have a winch hooked up to him. They're just trying to get him to pull, get him face the right way down the hill. We'll get him out of there. Everyone out you see on that course in those orange vests, those are all volunteers here in Hammertown. If you're looking for a way to see the race like none other, it's a great way to come out here and participate without having to buy a race car.
Front row seat, too.
Yep, front row seat. Get to see what it takes to create this event. Come out, help with recovery, course marking, checkpoints.
It's mind-boggling after just seeing pieces of this whole place, what goes into making King of the Hammers happen.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. You know, there's literally a town gets built in the desert for this race. The Hammer crew has been out here for many weeks, maybe even a month before we actually show up on the lake bed to start our live stream. Streets are laid out, a map is made, and vendors come in and set up, and
we're doing a live stream.
And
you can't even get cell service.
I have cell service.
Barely, though, right? You got Verizon. It works. AT&T doesn't, unless you go out to the cell phone bush. And then there's just so many people, they just bog down the cell towers.
Yep. And you get out here into Hammertown, and all the vendors are set up, and you can walk around. You can talk to the people who help make the parts that make these cars do what they do. You can talk to everyone over at AMSOIL, talk a little bit about some fluids for your vehicle. The people who are here are the guys that you want to talk to answer the questions about what you've got in your rig if you're going to go out and tackle something like this, or if you're just out here recreating.
Yeah, and a great way to get into the sport is to come and check it out and see what it is and look at all these race cars and then go around and wander around all the vendors that are here and find out what they have to help you.
Absolutely. It truly is almost like a trade show out in the desert by the time everyone shows up. All right, well, while we watch a little bit about this recovery going on, we got that broken tie rod out on course. Definitely want to get that car cleared before we let out another car on course. We were just talking about the different options in qualifying, because this is the same qualifying course that we'll see all the cars, not just the UTVs, tackle. And we were just talking off mic here about the options that are out there. And there's a lot of them, isn't there, John?
Well, and yeah, Dave Cole just came in and talked to us a little bit about the far left line that they're taking, and he's asking our opinion, what we thought about it. And I love options, and if you don't necessarily have the guts to take the fastest, straightest line, you've got another line that's safe. Safe sometimes is good if you just want to finish the race, but if you want to be first qualifier, I think you're going to take the straight route.
I think, we've been talking about it all morning about how important qualifying position is going to be in this race, and I think it's going to be incredibly important. Rock's so fast out of the gate. It's going to be a big deal.
And a lot of dust.
And a lot of dust. And we're not seeing, like right now, we see very little wind. If it was race day today, this would be a very, very dusty day out on that course.
Okay, we're about ready to get going again after the recovery. I think that car is going to be left off the course with a broken tie rod for now.
Yeah, if they can get him far enough off course where it's not a danger to him or it impacts everyone else's qualifying, they may just leave it there. It may take more time to get him. It may honestly be faster just to let him, after qualifying or in a break, get in there and put a new tire on it and just drive it out, opposed to dragging it off the down the side of the hill. If he's far enough off, it should be fine. But it looks like this is 49.52. I believe that's John Coffey, I'm guessing?
That's how I would say it.
All right.
We're just waiting for the all clear, and we're going to get ready to go here.
There we go. We are back to racing here in Johnson Valley, qualifying for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance.
That's an awesome drone shot.
Out of the short course, right into the desert. Different route than we've been taking the past couple years. Less time on the short course on the front end, more time on the back end.
There's some pretty good whoops there. So that's you can see the suspension working right there. These real fast guys will be able to carry more speed through those big whoops.
Yeah, it's definitely the desert's definitely torn up. We see that every year more and more of these big desert cars come out the weekend before to do the race. It definitely affects a lot of the race course. Plus, a lot of just people out here just having fun, chewing up the desert. See John drop down and past that, unfortunately, broken UTV of Thomas Ram. We come around, and this is where we've been talking about these optional lines that we were just discussing.
So he's taking the far left line, yep. You can see how you really have to turn out of your way to get out there.
And it's definitely slower. It is not a fast line to get up there. Maybe, like you said, John, it's safer.
Safe.
But not faster.
Risk reward.
Yep.
Yeah, next up we got Paul Wolf. I'd say he's a little bit more on the professional level racing. His brother was second fastest qualifier last year, so let's see what he can do.
As we watch John make his way around up through the Bronco Arch and back into Hammertown. 2 turns on the short course and then across the Yukon launch, and his qualifying will be over.
He made it past turn 19.
Made it past turn 19. That's the question every time someone comes into that short course. We saw a lot of action on that turn yesterday. We've dubbed it turn 19 because of the fact that the number 19 T1 truck of the Herbst family unfortunately rolled over on it 2 times.
So I just looked out in the crowd, and who do I see but Blake Vanderloo. He won in 2016. And I don't know why he isn't in Power Hour. I think he's trying to keep a low profile. He wants to get his day done so he can move on.
Sandbagging, is it?
Sandbagging, that's it.
That's Paul Wolf off the line out there.
Professional sandbagger.
As you said, John, we expect to see Paul lay down a pretty fast time. Certainly looks like he's making quick work of it so far.
So he's taking a little bit tighter way around that mountain. Oh, he missed his turn.
Didn't make the turn. Went a little hot there.
How did you miss the turn?
Yep, there's a Jeep and a big piece of tape across it.
It looks like he's throwing it down a little bit more, trying to make up some time.
Make up a little bit of time. Yep, certainly moving through that section of the course. The question will be when he comes around the bottom, does he come up and take that left-hand sand hill, or he's got a new one. He's not going to go up the rocks. He's taking the sort of mediums.
From what I saw, that line he just took is going to be the fastest line of the day.
Certainly looked pretty quick with him going up that middle section there. Certainly feels like this is a fast qualifying time that we're watching right now,
Yeah,
John.
but he probably lost 5 seconds on that.
That was unfortunate.
By the time
for sure.
he slowed down, backed up, got going again, seconds tick off fast.
Flying through the Bronco arch.
He's trying to make up some time.
Let's just make sure he checks up a little bit before it comes into turn 19. This is where...
Whoa!
Look at
turn
that.
19! Oh, he saved it.
He saved it. That's driving right there.
Man.
Golly.
He's trying to make up a little bit too much time.
Maybe we should put a Jeep and some red tape on that turn, too. Be some caution right there, but he was definitely hanging it all out there, but kept it on all 4 wheels to come back in.
Wow.
That is definitely going to be a fast qualifying time. As soon as we get it, we'll let you know what it is.
Jeffrey Donda up next.
Yep. There goes Jeff Donda off the line.
He's got a spare tire on there. Sometimes their suspension's set up to where they need the spare tire just for the suspension to work right. And if they don't have it, the back end bucks up too much.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier with a co-driver or not co-driver. You know, if you've been out, you spent some serious time shock tuning in your vehicle, you tune it for race day. But some of these guys may have gone out and also tuned for qualifying. I think we'll see that in the Power Hour. I think we'll see some specific setups just for these qualifying courses.
I think for Power Hour, there's going to be guys out there that have a specific set of shocks just for the qualifying course.
Yep.
That's how important it is.
Yeah, as we've said all day, we are qualifying today for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance, race later in the week, and it is an important position to have good qualifying spots for this particular race because they're into the rocks so fast.
And the first part of the desert after that section of rocks is super dusty, really silty.
Silty dust, and we don't see, there's absolutely no air movement today. Race day, yesterday we had some air movement that's good. And look, this is right up that, taking the left, taking that left-hand line. We've seen a mixture in this particular part of the course. We've seen guys go far left, far right into the rocks, and then we just saw right up the middle, which I think, John, you called it right. That looked like the fastest line right there.
From what I saw before that far left line that was introduced that he just took, that the next over line is the fastest line possible.
Out of the rock trails, back into the desert floor. It's a pretty fast little section here. Got that nice little lifter right there. He'll come around. And then he'll be up into the Bronco Arch, back into Hammertown. Ooh, there's a big rock right in there.
See, that rock could...
That's going to move around all day long.
It could injure your qualifying run and really mess up your race car. Center punch that with a tire in. Ouch.
Come through that second corner all the way around, get lined up for the Yukon launch. And that will end Jeffrey Donda's qualifying run here in Johnson Valley.
$49.51 is off, and we're not seeing him on our list, so trying to get some intel on exactly who that is. I don't recognize him.
Guy incognito out there. Yep, as soon as we get information on who 4951 is, we'll definitely let you know. We don't have him on our starting list, unfortunately.
Sorry about that.
All right, down through that rock section, we can see that's where the broken car was earlier. Thomas Ram broke that tie rod.
Good look at how rough that was right there, too. You're
very, very rough. Come around this bottom section right here. You can see how loose and tight that is. And that is also going to get burned in more and more as the day goes on. And he's going to
far left.
Take that far left. Drop down this rocky section. See a little bit of action here.
Yeah, the power, those guys are going to launch off that.
Across the desert floor here. And then up through the Bronco Arch and back into Hammertown. Oh, looks like we got a little window net open there.
Little drag.
He's coming in.
Maybe that'll help him not to flip on turn 19.
All right, as you can see right here, we have our leaderboard up.
All right.
So far, we have a fast time for Mark Welch of 2:21. Patrick LaRuberu, 2:29.
Schaefer at 2:30.
Crofts 2:31. And Torney at 2:42. And we'll be updating that as we go. This is Cody Martin, 296 off the line. Actually, I take it back. Look, it just changed. There's Wolf right there. We said that was a fast time. 2:18 dead.
So even with
having to back up for a couple seconds.
He backed up there, yeah. So that's a big difference.
Yep. So I think definitely when we get into Power Hour and we get some of the heroes in the sport out there and some of the guys who are here to race and race and race, I think we're going to be on that one 145, 150, like you said, John.
That might be a stretch, but it's amazing how much those guys step it up. Who do we have?
This is Cody Martin on track right now. Number 296.
Okay, so he's taking the right line.
He's taking that right rock line. Yep.
This is so steep right here. This angle does not do it justice.
No,
at all.
it's hard. It's hard to basically see. There's a reason most people were going left in that section, and that is because that is a tall rock wall
It's
to launch it
scary.
up. Yep.
I don't want to do it.
As John said earlier, that was where he shifted the rig into low, and these guys are just hammering it high, wide open, and getting to work. But it looks like Cody's going to be putting on a pretty good qualifying time. Looks like he made all the right decisions.
Whoa!
Took the rock line there. Yep, got that. There is that one little jump right out in that one section. Comes up through here through the Bronco Arch.
This is going to be our fastest time right here.
You think so? Yeah, we definitely saw Wolf come through there with about as much speed. And Wolf also had that bobble on the short course, probably cost him a couple seconds as well.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Come in here into turn 19. There we go.
Yeah.
He'll come around. Took that clean. This could be our new fast qualifier. I think you're right, John.
He's going to shave 5 seconds off of Paul Wolf's time.
So here we go. Right now, our fast qualifier, Paul Wolf at 2:18. This is Cody Martin, and we'll see where he comes in at. I believe that's Tristan Leon off the line right there. No, it looks like you guessed wrong, John. Cody Martin came in at a 2:24.
What?
Yep.
Man,
that shows you exactly how fast Wolf was going.
He was moving.
Yep.
All right. I'm not very good at my guessing skills today. I think he turned too early. Yeah, he did. Up. He turned too early.
That's a shame right there. A little short course action going on.
I don't know how that works. You're not supposed to turn before the pylon.
We'll let the officials make that decision. That's not our job. We're just here to tell you what he did.
Well, it took me a second to realize where he was turning. And I don't know what he's doing now.
He's just seeing if he needs a tie rod.
You need a tow? You okay? It's always nice to check on your fellow competitors, make sure they're all right.
It is, yep.
Took that far left line.
All right, while we watch Tristan come through here, I'm going to give you the top 10 so far. The times we got Paul Wolf, then Mark Welch, Cody Martin, Patrick Laraburu, Bern Schaefer, Brian Crofts. I told him I'd stop calling him Brian Crofts Campbell, but I may have to go back to that. Kyle Hathaway, Greg Torney. Scroll down here a little bit. Nelson Sparks. And Kyle Smith. That is your current top 10 qualifiers here. Fast time still held by Paul Wolf at a 2:18. Mark Welch right behind him with a 2:21. So 3 seconds between first and second right now. And we saw Paul Wolf make 2 mistakes on that qualifying course. That probably cost him at least 8 seconds.
Yeah, I would guess. I mean, he missed that first turn by short bus to get over there, had to back up, and then off of turn 19. And why are we calling it turn 19 again?
We call it turn 19 because yesterday during the desert race, the number 19 Hertz truck rolled over on that corner 2 times.
Right.
I believe that's Michael Garcia.
Yeah, you can see there's a couple different lines there, and the fastest guy, Paul Wolf, was on the inside right line. So again,
yeah, he was really coming in close to the edge of that mountain there.
Straighter
and
line.
Certainly seems to be straighter. The question would be, is it rougher? Was he set up to hit it a little bit faster? And he was definitely driving very, very fast that section. This is where we've seen Paul make his mistake, but this looks like Michael made the turn. Picking that drop off. Like I said before, that drop off is a lot bigger than you think.
The straighter line on the left, as we're looking at it there, on the driver's right as they're coming around that corner, definitely steeper, but going to be faster. Ooh, and
that's a big rock.
Clocked a rock.
Yep.
That was a rock that doesn't move.
Nope. And there he is, lining up. This is where we have multiple lines. There's a left-hand line. Goes around the rocks. Or you can head right up the rock. Looks like he took that far left-hand line. And is now coming down this last little rocky section before he comes back down on the desert floor. And then this is a nice fast little section. There's one little jump right in the middle of it. Up through the Bronco Arch. Two turns in the short course, cross the Yukon launch, and then Michael Garcia will be done his qualifying run for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Michael Garcia put down a 3:03, currently 16th place.
And that is Lance West off the line.
He looks like he's moving pretty good here.
Yeah, this is where we saw Paul Wolf. Looks like he's on that same line that Paul was on, really, really close. That far right-hand line. Paul actually may have been on that other track that's even closer.
Even closer, right?
Yeah, there's almost 3 or 4 different tracks there. But he's definitely moving
here.
Yep, definitely moving. He's going to come up. This is where he makes the right-hand turn.
Yeah, you got to. The problem is you got to take a left and then a right around that. So it's.
There's a little bit of a drop off here on the driver's right or on the left. There's a little bit of a. You can see he took that Sandy Hill line down.
A little safer line around there, but it'll cost you a second or so.
Yep. Then back down, quick turn here. And this is where you have multiple lines. We've seen many different lines coming up through here.
Okay,
we'll see
so
where he
he's
goes.
going up. Oh, the safer line.
Took the safer line, which is.
But look how steep.
Yeah, that's getting torn up. Yep. And definitely slower.
So safer, but you're going to have to start going slower just so you don't roll it.
Yep. Lance West. Oh, that's a big drop right there. Yep.
Stuffed it.
Yep. Coming down. Got last little rock trail. You got to hang a right here over a little bit of a berm.
Yeah, he's blowing some corners.
Yeah, he's carrying some speed through some corners. Now he's back on the gas.
He looks fast, though.
Does look fast, yep. All right, now through this first of 2 turns, once you're back into town, this is the turn that we've dubbed turn 19. It's a little soft at the top there. Then we'll come back across through this big sweeping turn, up through the Yukon launch. You'll see the checkered flag being waved. That is the end of qualifying for Lance West. We'll see where he landed in here.
Caitlin Hadlock next.
Looks like Lance West has now come in at 4th place with a 2:27. Looks like Lance West has now come in. Currently 4th. As we're watching Caitlin Hadlock.
I haven't taken a look through the entire list to see how many women we have driving this year.
They're all just drivers, John.
Yeah. Definitely Sarah Price later in Power Hour.
Sarah Price later in the Power Hour. Yeah, we talked about her already. We are coming down through this big swooping turn here as we head up. Now this is where we have multiple lines. We'll see which way Caitlin goes. Looks like taking that far left-hand side. Yeah, definitely getting chewed up, especially that turn. You gotta make a turn and you're off camera when you make it.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more dug out.
Well, you got to stay on the power to keep it going around that corner, and it's just gonna dig that left rear wheel into a hole. As the day progresses, it's going to get worse and worse.
All right, down that rocky section.
Pretty much everybody's coming down that right-hand side. There'll be some guys jumping off that later.
Yeah, I think when we see we get closer to Power Hour and some of the bigger names out there, they're just going to be flying down there. We saw Paul Wolf come down there really fast.
Yeah.
All right, up through the Bronco Arch. And Caitlin will be back into Hammertown. 2 turns across the Yukon launch. And then this qualifying will be done. And at that point, we're going to take a quick break from the action. But remember, if you subscribe to the premium feed, you will not miss any of the action. When we go to commercial, you'll just get a tiny little picture-in-picture. You'll get to see all the action here from Johnson Valley. And even more stuff will be happening during race day. During the Big Desert Race, we actually even had an in-car camera going on at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and just take a quick break from the action here in Johnson Valley, California, watching qualifying for the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance.
the elements, handle the most extreme environments, and dominate the desert and trails with King's new 2021 Ford Bronco 2.5 OEM Performance Upgrade Kit. All kits are 100% designed, manufactured, and assembled in our Southern California facility. See why we're the first choice for experienced off-road racers worldwide and order your Bronco kit today.
Is an absolutely mind-blowingly good rider.
For gold medalist in Moto X Freestyle,
This sport changed my life, everything.
I'm very lucky to have a husband that is happy doing what he loves.
When I look back at riding freestyle and look at some of the baddest dudes in the world, Taka's right there on the top.
If without freestyle motorcycles, I don't have a hope for my life.
Let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian. Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Single-digit temperatures. A couple of inches of snow on the ground already. And more predicted as the day goes on. In other words, conditions are perfect for the all-new Bronco Sport.
All right, we are back, finishing out the 10 o'clock hour of the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship. It's qualifying today. Back live. I did not see the number on that. All right, coming up to the turn that a couple guys have had a problem with so far today. So this is Carson Atkins. Looks like he's racing a Yamaha YXZ. Okay, taking that far left turn, we've seen everybody do. Oh, everybody, lots of them do.
Yeah, that's right, John. We've been talking about that all day. There's multiple lines there. Now, that's a great camera angle. You can see almost all of them. You've got that far left sand line, a hard rock line, and what we think may be a little bit smoother sort of combo line up the middle there.
Yep. Again, that's Carson Atkins out on course right now. Fairly smooth run.
Yeah, seem to be carrying some speed through there. It's easy to tell right there how fast they're going because there's a little bit of a lifter right there on that nice flat section, so you can see if they're coming across there. Then we come through the Bronco Arch. We've seen people carry. We saw our pole position driver take some serious speed through that Bronco Arch. Paul Wolf.
And coming down off that Bronco arch is always kind of a little bit risky. You want to fly off of that, but you never know if there's been a rock that's been kicked into there that you could hit.
Exactly. Through that second corner in our short course over the Yukon launch. That will end Carson's qualifier, and then we'll see what kind of time. 2:26, fourth spot.
There you go. Was pretty quick. Looked smooth.
This is Philip Poe, car number 06, Philip Poe. Seems to be carrying a little bit of speed through that desert section. That looked good and clean through there. Up to this left and right turn where we're seeing a little bit of confusion sometimes, but it is a sharp turn right there to get around. Philip seems to be moving very, very quickly here.
Nobody's taking Dave's optional line right there. I don't know why.
Well, it's a pretty aggressive optional line. You know, as Dave said, we might see some 4400s go off that line. I don't know if we're going to see a UTV go off that line.
I don't see it as a time saver in any class.
It's
okay.
We may see some rock action here.
Right side.
Far right-hand side. Yeah, definitely faster if you can get up that one clean shot, which looks like they're going to do. There's a good angle to see exactly how steep it is. There we go. Made quick work of that. Good job. They're watching Philip Poe make their way back into Hammertown. Out of that rocks through this little section here. This could be a pretty fast time.
Yeah. So we've only had a handful take the harder, more direct route up that hill. Philip was one of them. So let's see how he does.
Yeah, and then through the Bronco arch. Right there, you see him probably doing exactly what you were talking about, John, checking up.
He looked like he
making sure
checked
you're not
up
going to
just
jump into a giant
hair.
rock. Yep. Coming in. I don't think he's going to unseat our pole sitter, but he's definitely in the top 5, I think. That's a expression of his position in the race. 10th place. Yeah, I think he lost a little bit of time on the back half of that run because he was definitely moving fast in the first half.
Dustin Robbins off next. This could be a fast run right here.
This is that line that we watched Paul Wolf take, that right-hand line through this desert section. He went through there very quickly. Well, looks like Dustin Robbins did the same thing, came up quick.
This could be our fastest time right here.
This is definitely fast. A little early to tell. We see a lot of time being made up in the front and then being lost in the back half. I think the decision will be made down here as to which route he takes up. Is he up the rocks? Paul Wolf took that medium line. It wasn't the far left. It wasn't the far right.
He's going to go on the same line.
And it does look like he's taking the same line that Paul took, which was an incredibly fast line for him.
I think that's the fastest line up here.
I think you're right. Certainly seems to be smooth and fast, which seems to be working out very well. Down this rock section right here. Once they get through this rock section, there's a little drop off there, down the small berm before they take the right. Took that corner very well. Yes, he is I'm using that jump as like a little split time right there. He is 20 seconds faster than the previous car at that jump.
Wow.
So now he's coming through Bronco Arch, straight down the middle.
Yeah.
There's that big rock that you were talking about. All right, he's moving. This is going to be a good time. Through the infamous turn 19. There, good job there. He just has one more corner.
Dustin
Time
Robbins.
to beat for him is 2:18. Oh, he got high on that one. Burned a little bit of time there. Looks like he lost a tire, maybe. Probably on that big rock. Yep, costing him some speed, but he's still coming. He's not gonna beat our 2:18 fast time.
Driver rear tire is flat.
Yep, but 4th place. Wonder if he caught that big rock right after the Bronco Arch with it.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
We did. 1954, Matt Peterson. Not only is that rock big, those rocks are also sharp, and that's probably what got him, because it didn't look like he ate it up, soaked it up pretty good in the front tire, but probably cut a sidewall.
I don't think his front hit it, but I think he came down at a little bit of an angle.
It's
front and back.
Front and back, so it took out that whole left-hand side of the car. That definitely cost him a lot of time then, because he was moving.
And that rock will move throughout the day, so...
Yeah, you don't know where that rock's going to be when you come through that Bronco Arch.
You got to have eyes on that before you're going. The fastest guys will have somebody out here watching the Jumbotron.
Yep.
Trying to figure out and giving intel to the drivers right before the race.
Oh, see, they turned the Jumbotron off because you said that.
No cheating, huh? Do we still call them Jumbotrons? Or am I really dating myself? It is a jumbo TV. Okay, so he's taking that far left line, the safer line. It's Matt Peterson. Yeah, so this part of the course right here is finish of the desert lap for the last couple days, so you've had a lot of traffic coming through and tearing things up.
It is definitely beat up out there, and we're seeing that. Just like you said, that rock is just moving around every time we go somewhere.
And before you hit the Bronco Arch, there's some big old ruts that have been burned in.
There's actually a nice little jump on that one section.
Clean run, but certainly not top 3. Michael Park off the line.
We're watching Michael Park head into the desert on our qualifying for Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. If you want to keep up with everything live online while you're watching at home, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com/live/scoring. That is basically our feed. That's the same feed that we're looking at here in the booth. That is updated every time someone crosses a line, so you can see where everyone is in the race. Pull that up on your smartphone. Well, on your office computer, you've got the live feed up, and then your work would be minimized in the bottom right-hand window.
Another fast lineup.
Up to that fast line again. Yeah, definitely. So far from what we've seen, that is the ticket to getting a very, very fast qualifying time so far.
A little risky if you hadn't practiced it. Woo!
We're seeing some speed come down through that section as well. Yep. This is the turn right here, and it's this jump that I'm using as like my unofficial split time. Right there. He has now gone through that split time as fast as our fastest qualifier. If you're at that jump at 1:30, you have a chance to get fast qualifying today. And he did not hit the big rock, so he now has all 4 tires on his car still. That's good. This is going to be a good time coming in through turn 19. This looks really good.
Definitely throwing some roost on these bank turns.
Michael Park coming in will get you a time as soon as he crosses the Yukon launch. That was some action going on there.
Almost ate some K-rail.
Yep, got to eat up some K-rail there. All right, so we're going to see him. Looks like he, 1 second. 2:19 where he came in.
So we got a new second place.
Yep, so Michael Park at 2:19. Our
second quickest.
Paul Wolf still sitting on our pole position so far qualifying. At 2:18. Yeah, so that's our split point. So when they come out of those rocks, that section, when they do that little jump and that desert section, they have to be under 1:30.
I don't know if we're gonna. The fastest guys are gonna be able to get it down to 1:45. We might be a little off.
This is on you, John.
I think I heard you say 1:45.
I said sub 2 minute. I was just putting words in your mouth to make that commitment to that 1:45.
All right, so you could see how steep that was. He was on that right-hand line coming down, driver's right-hand side, and really steep. He was on like 1 tire there for a second.
Yeah, it's definitely a big drop-off right there. That's where we saw it. You can see that car is still broken on course as they lost a tie rod end. That's a big drop. And you come around here, and this is you got 8. Looks like
taking the fastest line.
Now we got the fast line. People have figured that's
great
carrying
view
some
of it.
Speed in there. That's
lots of tires
job.
off the ground though to do it.
And look at that, even a little bit of shaving, not up around that rock at the top, coming on the short side. That is definitely also. I think we'll see another really good time right here. I don't think that he can unseat our top 3 right now. He's about 5 seconds off the pace, or 8 seconds off. Everyone who's in that top 3 pole position, that little jump was at 1:30. So up through the Bronco Arch. That far left line, there's 3 options in there. That far left line seems to be pretty quick. Coming in fast through that. Got 2 turns. This turn takes a while to get around. It doesn't seem like it, but it eats up some seconds right here.
It's a big sweeper.
It is. .222 currently 4th position. All right, and right now we're going to throw it down to our good friend Ben down there, going to give us a little update of what's going on.
Thanks, Ian. Ben Napier down here on the race course. I'm here with Dustin Robbins, who's just finished. We saw him have a great run. He was right on time. He hit a little rock. And how'd your day end, Dustin?
Well, that was a huge rock and 2 flat tires. I feel like we're in a decent position. Power hour's definitely stacked field today anyway, but we're going to be ready for Thursday.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, mate. Good luck in the main race. We'll see you out there. Have a great day. Good luck with fixing everything.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got Blake Vandeloo on the line. He's part of the 11 o'clock hour. He's a sandbagger. I know that. I don't know why. He's a former King from 2016.
That's a long time ago.
A long time ago. He's an old guy.
Oh, yeah.
He actually co-dogged for me in 2013. We got second place, and then I co-dogged for him in 2014, and we got 5th place.
All right, well, while we wait for him to leave the line, we are going to take a quick break from the action here from Johnson Valley, California at the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance Qualifying.
Really thankful to have VP Fuels on board.
UTV 96 is like perfect in these things, makes them rip.
It ran cool, it ran strong.
We got into those rock sections where we really needed that throttle response, and it was right there every time.
We run all VP lubricants. We haven't had any problems with any kind of leaking or any kind of heating issues.
And in the state frosty, no drama, temperature stayed under 200 the entire race.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Johnson Valley, California, here at the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship, presented by Progressive Insurance. This is qualifying for the big race that's going on later in the week. I'm Ian Johnson. With me in the booth is John Crowley, and Ben Napier is down there on the desert floor talking to these racers as they come back. John, we've seen a lot of action so far.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see this. This is Blake Vandeloo, former king from 2016. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We've got a lot of different tracks through the desert. Looks like we have this appears to be maybe the fastest route, right up close to that inside line. And they're going to come up into this little rock section. It's a tight right-hand turn.
And Blake's one of those guys that this is his only race of the year, if he does it. He doesn't race it every year, but this is kind of his deal. See, he took the safer left line. Let's see what he does coming around the corner here.
Yeah, right at the bottom of this turn, there's this big sandy little bottom section here, and then we've seen pretty much 3 different lines: far left,
up,
far right, and then right up the middle.
Oh,
Looks
no,
like he's taking
not.
that left side. Yeah,
Blake.
Yeah, we saw that far left-hand side before all day today. I would say the majority of the vehicles on this qualifying lap have taken that far left side.
He carried some speed around that, pretty good though.
He did. He was moving pretty quick. Coming down through this rocky section.
You could see how much his suspension compressed off that little jump.
Yeah, that is a drop for sure.
It's not really a jump. It's just a drop.
Just a drop, just a cliff you're going to drive off. And he's at a 142 at that little jump on the desert floor. So that puts him about 10 seconds off our leader's pace right now. Come up through here to the Bronco Arch. I think we're going to see a top 10 as long as he doesn't. He dodged the big rock, which was important. And then the next question is if you can come out of turn 19 clean. But I think this is a top 10.
If I remember correctly, Blake punched a rock right off the Bronco Arch back in 2015. Blew a tire.
So he's coming around here. That's the last turn on the short course. We'll go up over the Yukon launch. And a qualifying time of 9th. Just in that top 10, just like you said, John.
Squeaked it in.
Yep.
Luis Leon Gonzalez off the line now?
Yep, I believe that's who it was. Car number 2377. Looks like they're in that far line out in the desert. You can see that track starting to get a little bit more burned in. What appears to be a faster track on that far inside line. If you took the far left-hand side through that desert, looks like there's 3 distinct tracks being burned in there. And then up into this first little rock section. Ooh, checking up a lot of
a little indecision there.
Yeah. Looks like he came off that drop a little bit out of position. Probably had to make a tight turn to get around there. You can still see that broken UTV is still out there. Saw him break a tie rod earlier coming off that steep drop. Probably leave him out there until the break today at noon. Get him fixed, get him off the course. And this is where he's got to make his decision.
So far, it's been like 90% taking this left line.
Yeah, we've only seen a few hit the... I think we've only seen 2 or 3 hit that, what we're speculating is the fast line up what I guess would be the middle. And then probably, a good half dozen hit that rock line, which is a commitment, like you said. That is a steep rock wall. It might not look it on this drone shot, but that is a steep climb. Picking their way down through that rock section.
Yeah, there's
right
that drop off.
Yep. Well, it looks like the car is going to come back into Hammertown in one piece, but definitely not a top 10 finish out of this one. Right down the center. That's where that big rock is. Yep, right around it. Staying down low on that big turn. Across the Yukon launch. That will end Luis Leon Gonzalez's qualifying run.
David Johnson up next.
Looks like he stayed out in that wide desert section.
Oh, nice save. Oh, but he just...
Nice save into the rock. Dang. Oh, that's a shame.
That hurt.
That hurts, and it's cost him
that
some
rock
time
don't
for
move.
sure. No, that is not a rock that's going to move for a UTV. And then there's that big drop off there, coming around.
Yeah, carried a little bit too much speed in that corner.
Yep. Oh, eating up a lot of those rocks on that inside of that.
I was just going to say that.
We'll see which way he goes here. Looks like he's taking that...
I don't know if his steering's...
He's taking the harder version of the easy route.
Looks like he's wandering a bit. He could have messed something up hitting that big old rock. Either that or... I'm just saying things.
All right, definitely coming in through that little rocky section there, back down on the desert floor. There's a little right-hand turn here, out into this fast section. It's a little jump. Up through the Bronco Arch. Looks like he's taking the far right-hand line. Looks like he's definitely pulled a little bit of speed out of it. Through the short course. Over the Yukon launch. 240, 15th position for David Johnson.
Not bad considering he two-wheeled and clocked a gigantic rock.
Exactly, yep. This is Brent Zimmerman, number 31. All right, Brent's coming up through this turn. We just saw a little bit of action a minute ago. Looks like he came through it clean, though.
Yeah, almost everybody's taken that far line down that. And if you could cut that corner more, you're going to shave a second off.
Well, you can cut the corner serious and take the big drop.
Well, I don't see how that's a time saver, though. More direct, but super scary.
Into that far left-hand line that we've seen the majority of our qualifiers take so far today.
Yeah, and that definitely wasn't the most direct route there.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit off course there. Kind of took the long way around that rock. Once again, if you're watching at home, you're watching the live stream from here in Johnson Valley, California. You got the choice of watching it for free, and when we break from the action, you'll be pulled away from the race. Watch a couple commercials, of course, because it's called show business, not show charity. And but if you want to subscribe to the premium feed, you won't miss any of the action all day today. As we watch this qualifying, you can keep up with the actual qualifying times by going to live.ultra4racing.com/live/scoring. And then you'll get fed the same information we're being fed up here in the booth. You can see where everyone's qualifying. Fast qualifier right now, Paul Wolf, the 218 with Michael Park right behind him. 219, Mark Welch. 221, Adam Kinnett, 222, and Cody Martin with a 224. Those are your top 5. This is Brian Stone. I think that's that fast line through the desert we've been watching so far today, isn't it, John?
He might have been just one off of that, but it's definitely closer. Okay, so he cut the corner there a little bit with the drop off, so that's a more direct, faster line.
Yeah, we haven't seen many people take that drop off.
We're going to see him jump off that one too for power hour.
Let's see what decision is made.
Oh, he's going up the right.
Far right hand on that tall rock. See how loose it is at the bottom of that rock already. It's hard to get a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, this section right here is super sketch.
Definitely fast though.
I was over filming there the other day, and competitor that was testing out the short course had rolled, and I had to climb up there, my commander, and go winch him back over. No one was out there.
This is Brian Stone out here in his qualifying run. I don't have a clicker running on. Oh, yeah, 1:30. So he's 9 seconds, based on that split time, he's about 9 seconds off our current pole sitter, Paul Wolf. He's coming through the Bronco Arch. Back down into Hammertown.
Fairly smooth run so far.
You can see the ruts are just getting deeper and deeper in that short course.
Yeah, I think that's definitely top 10, maybe 5 or so.
Could be a top 5. He could come in at right at that 5. That's Brian Stone, 7th position. That's a good finish. This is Kyle Wickham.
Yeah, that's a good view right there of all the different lines you can take coming around Means Butte.
Yeah, you can kind of see that inside line. Definitely, if you don't hit it, you're not getting on it. So you got to sort of select it right out of the gate.
Pretty smooth run so far here.
Coming up this drop off.
Looked like he took the.
Looks like he took the
far line.
Yeah, far side line. A little bit sandier, smoother drop coming down through this section. Oh, taking that left-hand side. All right, back onto that section of the desert floor. Probably looking at a top 20 finish right here. Coming through the Bronco Arch.
There's those rocks right on this side.
There's a lot of rocks out there in that one section. They're going to get, like you said before, John, they're going to get moved around over and over and over again. That big sweeping turn. And then it will be into the Yukon launch. And that will end his qualifying run. '15th spot.
Not bad. Michael Lee. He's raced us several times. He's a back east guy. I'd expect him to do a top 10.
Well, we'll be able to see here shortly. Which looks like he may have taken the inside line through that desert section, which we've determined is a little bit faster. I do think that a lot of the time is decided in this first drop off. I think that seems to be a place where we're seeing people either pick up a second or two.
See, he's jogging around there.
Yeah, he's going around it.
Doesn't seem like much, but every little second counts for this, especially later. We're going to have it so tight.
Yeah, but I do think that this is where the decision gets made right here. So we come around here. We timed it on the last car. We saw them take that far left.
All right, he's going
10
up.
seconds.
No, he's not.
Yep.
Yes, he is. All right. Good job, Michael. Steep run. Nice.
So that is 2 seconds faster to go up that middle line, we'll call it.
At least for those two guys.
At least for those two guys. It's hard to compare the different cars, different drivers, but there was a 2-second difference, which makes a big difference. This is also where I think we see a lot of our drivers picking up or losing time on that downhill. We saw Paul Wolf come down there just basically straight down.
Well, you launch it, but then you could center punch something. Your suspension just collapses right there. It's a big drop off.
Yeah, he looks to be a little bit off pace to get a pole position, but he may end up top 10, top 15 probably for sure. Comes through here, takes that far right line through the Bronco Arch.
He's a top 10. At least for where we're sitting right now.
Where we're sitting right now, he's top 10, but he still has to get through the elusive turn 19. And looks like he made it. Carrying a good amount of speed through that turn. That was very, very well done. '13th. 13th.
I was wrong.
All right, this is Nick Turner.
All right, this is going to be a fast round.
Oh, he looks to be carrying a little bit of speed through here. Looks like he is maybe one section off. Looks like that right-hand line is the one. Nope, he's in the fast line. That right-hand one takes a turn there. Clean run so far.
Oh, just clobbered a rock.
I jinxed him. I said clean run so far.
Oh,
right
man.
there. That is terrible. That is just bad luck. And it's hard to tell on this.
And now he's on his side.
I was about to say it looks like he lost a tire, but it was hard to tell on that one shot because we were kind of like a little pixelated out. But based on the fact that he's on his side, I'm going to bet he lost a tire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a shame.
Ouch. I guess I shouldn't have said it was going to be a fast run.
Well, I jinxed him by saying clean run so far, and then that's when it all went bad for him. So I apologize.
All right, this will take a few to get cleared off. Get the recovery crew in there. Yeah.
All right, well, while we get this guy cleared out, it's what we're waiting for all day. Here we go. This is it. Let's talk about this, John. We've got some social comments. So, how long before the race are drivers given the GPS route?
It came out Thursday at noon.
Yeah,
But
there was a sneak peek.
This year at the live show, if you listen to the live show, Dave Cole told you exactly where you're going to go. If you listen hard and
yeah, you had to
well.
pick through that. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of hints given.
And then a little adjustments here and there.
Yeah, and then it all changes right before he gives it out because you never know what's going to happen. What do the guys and gals do during racing when Mother Nature calls?
Well, I don't know about the gals, but the guys have catheters that we wear, and you just kind of
too.
Okay, well,
there's a special catheter that it's a little attachment that goes on the end of that catheter. But yes, there is a small catheter that you slide down the inside of your race suit, which is why when you're standing near a race car, if you see a puddle underneath it, you never taste it to see what it is.
You don't want to check and see if that's oil.
No,
it's not.
How long does it take Ian to get ready? Well, if you're talking about my hair, it takes less than 10 seconds. I've been doing this for over 30 years, spiking my hair up. But now to get ready to actually come out here and talk, man, it takes at least 2 cups of coffee before I'm ready to start my day.
That's it? That's all we got?
That's all we got. Not a lot of action on social today. It is Monday. Some people could be at work. You know, it's one of those situations where...
I thought we were going to have a tougher question about the race. They got him back over, pointing uphill still though.
Yeah, and he does. When he was on his side, you could see that right side rear that tire was completely thrashed. There was nothing left of that. So they have him flip back over, but you can see both driver and it looks like that's the other driver and co-driver of the other car, I'm assuming. But
yeah, so like front left is flat.
Front left is flat. Man, he must have hit a couple good rocks in there. That right rear is also flat, I believe, from the rock that we saw. But it looks like he'll back down, and that'll clear up the course.
Yeah. Look at all those rocks you can hit.
There's a lot of rocks there.
Just get off course just a hair, and boom.
And you can see you can see how sharp those rocks are. They are sharp rocks. When you catch the edge of these rocks, it's a fine line for these tire manufacturers. You know, you want the sidewall to be soft because it's part of the suspension when you get in these trucks, but you also want it to be tough, and it's a balance. It's a balancing act. Strong sidewall, soft sidewall. It's hard to get that perfect mix.
Well, and it's different desert versus rocks too.
Absolutely.
I mean, once you get up in the rocks, I want as much traction as I can get. Lots of sidewall bite, but desert it can be different than that. And size too. I mean, in the rocks, I want as big a tire as I can get in there, but in the desert, that's a lot of stress on your powertrain.
Yeah, especially for these UTVs. You know, you're talking about CV axles at all 4 corners, and that's a lot of weight to be out there working those. We saw it earlier.
Oh yeah, you're looking at 200 horsepower for these turbos, and you can easily have a 65 pound corner.
All right, that is Rich Birch, I believe.
Good view of the central part of Hammertown right there. Start finish line. Got the fire pit. You can see us right there.
There we are. We're in that
our little box.
Little box there with a big jumbotron behind us. Daniel Waller off the line. Daniel Waller off the line on the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. Qualifying happening all day today. This is a stock UTV. We talked about that earlier, the different classes that are racing. And even though these are different classes racing, when it comes to race day, they're just going to be headed out there based on where they qualify. So you have an open UTV and have a bad qualifying day, you're going to have to pass a lot of cars in the desert, even some stock cars.
Well, and this race course is going to have a lot of bottlenecks once we get to some of these rock obstacles. And the farther back you are, the more clogged up it's going to be.
Yeah, as John said earlier, this is the first year we're seeing rocks so soon right out of the gate. That's Daniel Waller.
So he's taking some of the more direct routes at a slower pace.
Yeah, definitely smaller tire on that vehicle. He is taking the safer left-hand side around that rock wall that we've been watching a few people take the far right, and then a few people take what appears to be the faster line. I don't have a time on the straight rock wall coming up. I do know that so far we've seen a lot of the modified UTVs, it's a 2-second difference whether you take that straight line or the ride around the outside.
Kind of funny you mentioned he's running a smaller tire. That's probably a 32.
That's a small tire in my world.
Well, in your world, that's a small tire, but UTVs, a 32 was the big tire just a couple years ago, and now it's 35. I think when we started, it was a 26-inch tire in 2009, and that was big.
All right, as we watch Daniel Waller come through the Yukon launch. All right, so it looks like we're going to take a little break from the action. John, I'm going to step out of the booth. We're going to have my good friend Scott Rain come in, finish out the rest of this hour. Remember, this is the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance.
entering the toughest single-day race in the world or the toughest trail at the off-road park, you need a tire that can get you to the finish. You need the Atturo Trailblade Boss. Go online to Atturo.com to find your local authorized dealer and get the race-proven Trailblade Boss from Atturo. Atturo Tires. Go your own way.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, this is the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship presented by Progressive Insurance. I'm Scott Rain. Going to take us through the noon hour, and then we'll be taking, 1 to 2 o'clock. We'll be taking a break and getting ready for more action this afternoon. So still got some action going on in the course as the next car off the line is the 4916. Tell you, John, I had a chance to be standing over the starting line this morning watching all the cars take the green flag, and some of the launches that these cars were making. Oh my gosh, easily the fastest cars off the line so far this week.
Well, power to weight ratio.
Yeah. In fact, that's Rich, I believe it's Rich Biersch that we're watching right now.
Good view of how sharp that turn is around those rocks. It's amazing how worn in that trail around that big old rock up there has changed.
Every once in a while you see where one of the course workers got their vehicle parked up there in the rocks, off the race course obviously, but it's like, how in the hell did that thing get up there?
Left line again. According to Ian's completely scientific results, it's 2 seconds slower to take that route.
Is it?
Our sample isn't very big, but I should say his sample. I had nothing to do with it.
Already headed down towards the Hammertown into the short course. So I guess I'll call it the off season, being away from hammers. Everything away from hammers is off season. With that being said, you've had that one hell of an off season.
One hell of an off season.
Huh?
I don't know about that. I keep busy. Grass does not grow under my feet.
Your side-by-side adventures.
So we've got a bunch of the guys running now that are in the stock class. So again, limited tire size and less things you can do to your vehicle.
Just as much fun though.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit more of a pucker factor though too, when you think about it.
It depends. So this is, I believe Mitchell, no, they were showing somebody else.
838 of AJ Zirkle. Did I get that right? Zirkle?
I guess so.
Oh boy.
We had one confirmation.
Hey, I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one. So when I pronounce the name right and mom or grandma or the girlfriend or the wife gives me the thumbs up, it's a good day in the making.
Could just be a random crowd member.
Hey, if I get the name wrong, it's a parade. It's basically a sprint, female sprint to the tower over here, and correcting me.
Yeah, that corner seems to be getting a little tougher. You know, a lot of these guys that are racing the Power Hour, I mean, that's kind of neat because, hey, I got chosen for the Power Hour, but there's some guys that don't really want to be in the Power Hour because the course changes and sometimes gets more difficult.
But being a racer, wanting to become. Your dream is always be one of the top dogs, and that's just another, I guess, step in the ladder, becoming one of the top dogs, I think.
Pretty fast around that left line. It looked like he almost took a slightly inside line on the left line, if that makes sense. Again, if you're listening to the live show and are on Facebook, you can send in your questions for us. They'll toss us some zingers every once in a while. We already had one on how long it takes Ian to get ready in the morning.
Then what was the answer, though?
He says he's been spiking his hair so long it doesn't take him long at all.
Does he like wash it every day and then reapply the
I'm not a hair spiker. I wouldn't know. I don't use product. I don't have enough hair to use product.
I'm afraid to use product because it's falling out now. What would happen if I did? That's why we're wearing hats.
Not a bad run here.
So AJ completes his qualifying lap.
Currently 18th quickest.
Yeah, 18th quick, 238.27.
And this is Mitchell Alsop off the line. Stock class again. This is his first time racing. He's kind of teamed up with Cameron Steele. He actually built Cameron's car this year that we'll be seeing later in Power Hour. Looks like he's moving pretty quick. Definitely carrying some speed. See which way he. All right, a little bit safer line down around that.
You know, the thing is, there's not the dust to worry about like we had earlier. I should say, is it earlier in the week? But this is early in the week.
Beginning.
This will be late last week.
I don't know.
Yeah, but either way, the dust conditions aren't nearly what they've been in the past couple days or so, so that's got to be a really good thing, and especially in a tight situation like this or a tight course like this, the dust wasn't going anywhere. It was just like going up in the air 3-4 feet and staying there all day long. And now you can see it's just kind of raising up and getting blown off a little bit, just enough wind to keep it clear.
So Mitchell took that slower left line, but carried the speed pretty good.
So you've been spending a lot of time up here in the booth the last couple of years, so how come we don't see John Crowley out on course?
I'm too old for that.
Oh, come on.
2019 was my last time.
If you can
I was King Co-Dog for a year.
You can pre-run the rocks. You can, like you just did the other day,
I've
right?
been pre-running.
Okay.
I've been running up all the trails the last couple days.
If you could do that.
Getting my exercise in.
So Mitchell just crested the Bronco Arch coming back into Hammertown.
He's going to have a pretty good time here if he cleans turn 19, as Ian calls it.
Yeah. See, I don't think Tim Herbst thought that was too funny last night. We kind of named it after
I
him.
didn't call it that. That was all
Yeah, that was
Ian.
me.
Certainly, I'm going to guess a top 15 for Mitchell also.
Cross the line at, we'll call it currently 16th quick.
16th, not too far off. Dan Wyrick.
Yep, Dan Wyrick
next.
up the line. Probably the most amazing thing or surprising thing for me yesterday was the fact that we had two of the Gomez brothers up on stage at the same time, and we didn't lose control. So we're getting reports that Dan is going to be running, Dan Wyrick is going to be running multiple classes this week.
So Ultra 4 on Saturday as well as the UTV race on Thursday. It's a huge effort. But we've got a couple of the Can-Am guys that did that last year.
Yeah, 3 I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Kyle Chaney, Hunter Miller, and Cody Miller, and they're all doing it again.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, they were all in the top 20?
Yes. Kyle Chaney got 11th.
Yeah.
In a 4,400 race.
20.
Whew.
Hey, Mr. Marsden, time to punch in, brother. All the way from the UK. Jim Marsden's in the house.
Nice to see more people throughout the world coming back again.
Yep. Whether they can get home now is a whole nother story.
We'll keep them for a while.
2 more cars will be having to qualify before we take our 2-hour break. Coming back at 2 o'clock. Looks like it might need to do a little bit of shock work on the back end there.
Yeah, a little pogo action on the rear suspension. Takes a lot of work to get a suspension to do everything at King of the Hammers. Short course is a lot different than the rocks and the desert out there.
Not a bad time right there in the top 10. 2:27.98 for Dan Wyrick. 10th quick.
So
that's what's cool. That's the sign of a good driver. Didn't look that fast.
No, it didn't.
Not at all.
Aspen Chernos out on the course now. He races Best in the Desert with his brother. His dad Lance founded Rally on the Rocks in Moab and has raced this several times as well. Aspen's in the stock class as well.
So when did you finally figure out you were going to be part of the broadcast team this year? This morning?
A week or so ago.
That appears to be a little bit...
I just know I'm coming to King of the Hammers. What I do, whatever it takes. Now let's see if Aspen takes it safe and does that left line. Yep. Oh, no, he's not. Nice. Whoa.
Wow. See, there's a lot of wheel spinning all of a sudden.
Now he's wishing he took that left line.
God,
there's the risk reward part. Nice save though. That's tough to start on the steepest part of that hill again.
Now has he got tire damage in the right front?
It looks like something might be going on. So that safe line on the left is the safe line.
Yeah.
So
is that what that's
definitely risky where he went.
When in doubt, gas it, huh?
All right, Aspen Chernos following up here. All right, tough luck there for Aspen. He decided to take that riskier line, and it didn't pay off for him. But nice recovery. We got Hubert Rowland up next.
He's been sitting there for a little while.
Oh, not next. Next, maybe.
He's in line. I had a chance to talk to him real brief about an hour or so ago.
All right, taking the harder right-hand sideline here.
Oh, here we go again. When in doubt, gas it. Don't lift.
Super
yeah.
steep. Yeah, if you let off the gas there, it could get ugly.
That, you know what? That was a perfect example. You got a really good visual of how quick that can be if you take that inside line like you've been talking about all along.
Smooth and steady.
You know, you being a competitor, John, it's how much of it is confidence and the vehicle, or a combination of the two?
I think it's mostly driver on that hill.
Yeah.
Any of these vehicles can do it. It's just knowing what you're capable of handling and knowing your vehicle, and really having the guts to throttle through it as fast as you can. Pretty clean run here so far. Let's see what this could be. A top 10.
Coming across the line, Garrett Toombs currently 23rd with a 2:42.16. 2:42.16. And there's Hubert now getting ready to go.
Hubert's raced this a few times. I think he got a finish last year. He loves just to come out here to the lake bed and experience it all. He's not trying to win. He just loves to experience it and just get out there and have fun.
He's got his Bibbs fire suit on?
I'm sure he does. There's a great view of that right-hand turn, the left and then right, getting chewed up a lot. Hubert's one of those guys that's pretty methodical about what he's going to do. He knows he's not going to be a top 10 qualifier. He's going to take the safe route and make sure he can start at a respectable spot. So I expect him to take this left-hand side. Yep. I had the opportunity to fly out to Maryland and hang out with Hubert and Travis Pastrana. I actually got to take a ride with Travis Pastrana at Pastrana Land. It was amazing.
What do you mean, take a ride?
In one of the new Can-Ams that came out,
yeah?
Their Smart Shock car, I got to take a ride in the right-hand seat.
But did he do a backflip with it?
No backflips, but he did a blind jump that I'm like, all right, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Holding on for dear life.
Did your wife take out an insurance policy on you before you left?
She didn't know I was doing that.
Oh, really?
I didn't know I was doing it until it happened.
Well, I mean, but you were going to the compound.
Yes.
Just going to the compound. Did she up your life insurance?
No.
No?
Smooth run here for Hubert Rowland. Coming through the Bronco Arch.
Yeah, he should find himself pretty much in the middle of the pack. Not slow, not fast, not ultra conservative.
That's about it right there. Just a nice smooth run.
He epitomizes, I think, KOH week. Coming out here competing, but all about having the fun.
Right.
So, Hubert finds himself 34th quick. 2:57.31. 2:57.31 for Hubert. As Tim Moyne. Let's see. That's Tim. I want to get the pronunciation right.
I'm going to let you do that one.
Tim Moyne?
Sure.
Tim Moyne.
All right.
So far, there's no...
This might be our last one before our break here. He's racing in the stock class as well.
Yeah, later this afternoon, about 3 o'clock or so, we'll be having Brian Deegan will be out here qualifying. His first time up in the rocks.
I pre-ran with him yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it wasn't just the easy trails. They started out at Spooners, and they did outer limits, and he came down sledge.
2 weeks ago, I think it was, with Terry Madden.
Yeah, Terry Madden's
so he's
his
getting he's
co-dog.
not stupid. He's getting some of the biggest names in this sport, you included, to help him out. So, yeah, he's doing it just right.
He's got a little throttle control to learn. He likes the whiskey throttle a little bit. But that's not a surprise.
When in doubt, gas it. Come on, man.
Ooh. Okay, where is he going?
Whoa, that kind of had a little pucker there.
Yeah, he hit that big rock on his right tire and then came around and kept going left.
Had to tuck it into reverse just for a moment, get back on course. I think he's lost almost. Might have a steering issue.
Yeah,
I'm
thinking he's got a steering issue.
I don't know, yeah.
He hit that rock pretty good, so...
Yeah, he's got something going on there.
He can't turn right very well. Definitely.
Wow.
He's got left down really well, though. Oh, dear.
Yeah, the right front is going south.
Yeah, so probably some tie rod damage. So he's not giving up. He's just doing circles here until he gets another run at it.
Where's he from, do you know?
I do not know.
Maybe it's one of those situations where I just drove 3,000 miles. There's no damn way
well,
I'm going to...
I mean, if you don't finish qualifying, you're going to start last. So if he's got a chance to get any kind of a finish, it could help.
I'm not too sure what the slowest time is right now. Well, we still have a whole lot of cars to go yet, too, so...
Well, there's been a couple DNFs. We know that. The one guy went around, up short bus and around the whole thing, so...
What?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that tie rod just, you could see it's just towed way in at that spot, and it's caused him to tip.
Yeah. You know what? Sounds like we've got Ben Napier down there in the pits with Hubert. Ben, this could be a good conversation for you.
G'day, guys. Thanks for that. Great action out there. I've got Redneck Hubert out here. He's just finished his qualifying run. How was it, mate?
As usual, Dave Cole puts us in some really rough stuff, and you kind of question some life choices. But I keep watching the screen, and everyone that wrecks, I'm a spot forward, so I really like that.
Absolutely. You were solid and reasonably fast. You know, you're probably not far from the top 20, top 10, in a solid position, put you in a good spot for Thursday's race.
That's until Power Hour.
Absolutely. We have some real fast guys coming up throughout the day, and Power Hour is going to be exciting. We're really looking forward to bringing that to everyone. How have you found the rest of the race course?
I've been out and pretty much pre-run the whole course. The desert is a desert. There's rough areas. The rocks are insanely rough this year. Definitely some life choices were questioned the whole time. But being my 5th year out here, you know, we're going to make the best of it, try to get a solid finish for myself, Nitro Circus, Can-Am, and everyone else that's involved, and just really have a big time, have fun.
Absolutely. And if you're having fun, are you going to some of the nighttime events? Excited for the shootout tonight?
Oh yeah, I love the nighttime events. The shootout's always good. The concerts this year, that's awesome. Having a little bit of entertainment in the night just to kind of relax before the next day of stress and dust and dirt.
Awesome. And what's involved getting this car from qualifying sort of format back into race spec? You got a lot of work to do this week?
Myself being stock class, you know, it's all bolt-on stuff. I'm relatively easy on my equipment, so, you know, it's kind of go around, just check bearings, tires, stuff like that. Just make sure it's good, and then we're ready to race.
Awesome. Well, best of luck out there. The Can-Am Hammers UTV Challenge. Looking forward to seeing you out there in your Can-Am mobile, and best of luck.
Thank y'all, and thank you everyone that's here making it all happen.
Thank you. Back to Scott and John in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Ben. And yeah, it's nice seeing Hubert here, no doubt about it. I love that fire suit, Hubert. Love that fire suit. And Tim is... Still looks like we're still trying to get Tim back up on all fours. And we'll be working on that in just a moment. We'll have more information. I'm not sure if we have one or more cars yet to go in this session, but we'll be right back after this.
All right, so here's our current top 20. 2:18 is our fastest time with Paul Wolf. Again, his brother Nathan was the second fastest qualifier last year. We'll see how well that holds.
Yeah, we go back to that 10th spot. Very interesting with Patrick Laraburu in that 10th spot. Blake Vanderloo, currently 9th. Lance West, 432. He's currently 8th quick. Carson Atkins in the 722, currently 7th. 6th spot right now is Brian Stone. I keep saying right now at this point, that kind of thing, because we still got a lot of cars to go. Dustin Robbins, not a bad run for him so far in the 311, currently 5th quick. Cody Martin in the top 5. Adam Canet, 3rd quick. Michael Park, currently 2nd with a 219 flat. And like you said, Paul Wolf, top spot by 1 full second over the field with a 218 flat. So, wow. No, if you were here 2 days ago, we would not be able to see that. Basically see the rocks right here at the top of the mountain, but nothing beyond that.
But look how full Hammertown
Yeah,
is.
no kidding, huh?
Holy smokes. Johnson
Man.
Valley is packed this year.
We might start having to put street signs out there. Here's from 11th through 20th. In that 11th spot, it's Bernd Schaefer and with a time of 2:30. 11th quick. Michael Lee, 12th quick with a 2:30.4. Kyle Hathaway, 13th quick. Kyle Wickham with a 2:35.8. 15th quick is Philip Poe. 16th, David Johnson. Nelson Sparks is 17th quick with a 2:42.2. Kyle Smith, Matt Peterson, and Brent Zimmerman are 18th, 19th, and 20th at this point. We've got a lot of cars to go yet. We'll be going back to qualifying approximately at 2 o'clock with the rest of the field leading into 4 p.m. Power. No, we got to say it like Jim Marsden. Power hour.
I can't do that.
I try. But it's kind of like saying it with a tennis ball in your mouth. Power hour.
So we're going to show some highlights here, and we'll be back at 2 o'clock, and then heading into Power Hour at 4.
Yeah. Grab something to eat, something to drink. Everybody here at Hammertown, now's a great time to do that. Everybody at home, no matter where you are, grab something, because we'll be back, like John said, at 2 o'clock with the remaining qualifying and Power Hour at 4 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Renowned worldwide for reliability, the ARB air locker is a must-have for off-road drivers, including rock crawlers, overlanders, and racers. With over 100 applications, ARB air lockers gives your vehicle the traction you need to tackle virtually any challenge with the flip of a switch.
With aggressive styling and proven performance, the Atturo Trailblade family of tires are ready for your next adventure. The Trailblade MT features a race-winning tread pattern and stylishly aggressive sidewall that cuts through any terrain. Wherever the road ends, your adventure begins with Atturo tires. Discover the full Atturo family of tires at Atturo.com.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. Stay in touch with our track stereo intercoms, two-way radios, satellite communications, helmets and headsets. Find new adventures with GPS. Breathe clean air with Race Air Fresh Air systems. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
tradition of performance. For over 60 years, a brand synonymous with VWs. Known around the world for quality, speed, and innovation. IMPI, the first in VW speed equipment.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
So King of the Hammers, it's the toughest one-day race in the world as far as I'm concerned.
When you need your winch, that's the only thing that matters. It's about getting to the finish line first. It doesn't matter how you do it.